Alright, I guess it's time for another update of what we've been doing in the dome, or how our plants are progressing. Over here is where we had some of our plants that we had planted in the fall that we overwintered, kind of, we let them die. Anyways, they weren't doing very good, so we pulled them out. This space now we're probably going to put a few more tomato plants into. Over here we got our Swiss chard that we planted that overwintered. It's growing kind of a little bit weird, but it is doing pretty good, so we're going to keep that and see how that goes. In amongst there we got a small pepper plant that did pretty good, still pretty small. Then we got our beets over here that we planted fairly recently. I'm going to have to thin these out pretty soon. Over here we got our lettuce, which we planted in the fall. It kind of froze and came back and it's actually been doing really good. We harvested some the other day and it's filling up nicely again. Then we've got some more Swiss chard that we planted in here. We planted that there about a month ago and it's doing pretty good. We also got lots of weeds, which you can definitely see. In amongst our onions we got over here, they're doing really well. For the weeds and stuff like that, I think I'm going to put some mulch on here today and try to cover some of that up and pull some of the weeds out, and I think that'll help. It'll also keep a lot more moisture in the soil, because you can see it's pretty dry too. We got our rutabaga that we also planted in the fall that froze and came back. It looks a little bit weird, and I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to do, because it does seem to be doing fairly well. We have a bug problem on this one, and I've been trying to treat it with neem oil, and I tried some diatomaceous earth on some of the plants too. That's supposed to help kill the bugs, take care of the pests. I got the same problem on my pepper plants, and so I'm treating them kind of the same way. I just treated them yesterday, so we still have to wait a few days to see how it's sort of taking, and then I can probably reapply some more oil or some soap spray or some other remedy. Then we got our tomato plants over here. They're doing pretty good. Unfortunately, we had like probably 3 or 4 we lost to frost. We had one night where it got down really cold, so we didn't have any heat in here. And but these other ones seem to be doing pretty good. They have some discoloration, which I think was from the frost, but despite that are doing well. Maybe they'll have a little more resistance to frost when we get seeds from these. We'll have to wait and see. And then beets, I planted all in between the tomatoes. I'm going to plant more tomato plants in the spots where I lost my other ones, and they'll probably grow in around the beets. So the beets would be nice and low on the bottom, and then the tomatoes, of course, be up tall. And that's what we got.